All right, welcome back. This is M-Dog, and we are going to get in a little bit of float fishing here at Tunguska. This should be a shorter video. I just really want to see how active things are. We are at 147.49, just kind of casting straight out here at about a 20-meter clip. Missing bites already, the way it should be. There we go. All right, so let's see what we caught here. Looks like something's active out here. There we go, broad whitefish. Okay, so let's look at our setup real quick. We're using large one hooks, stonefly, redworm, 12.3 leader. Actually, I wanted to switch that. That leader we made during the, yeah, we want to use this, I think. A little smaller leader. So we're at 1.5 meter depth plus the 25 centimeters of the fluorocarbon, so more like 1.75 meter depth. Do we have the clip set? We do. 20 meter clip. Let's see what we can catch out here. Yeah, we're just gonna have to keep that line a little tighter. I think I'm gonna try casting straight out so we don't have the slack build up as much. Looks like that is another broad. Is that mostly what we're gonna be catching here? That would be fine. All right, so we're gonna cast straight out. So now it'll be going away from us, and the slack just really shouldn't be there as much. Almost an immediate bite there. It does get away though. Maybe going a little too fast on our pulls. See, it's been a while since I've done this, so see if we can't get into a rhythm here. Seems like the bites have been really good right in front of us, though. All right, there's a nice one. Let's see what we've got here. Yeah, the broad whitefish are here. Too much slack is not your friend when float fishing. Something's nibbling on it. There we go. So we're hitting them pretty decent, I guess. Not missing too much. Even using the, there's a nice broad, a little bigger. Even using the smaller of our two match rods, it still feels like it's a little harder than it should be to flip fish in. This one is 3.9 meters. The other one we have is 4.2 meters. No dice. I wonder how much some of these little nibbles that don't really turn into bites, like that might be like a little Cisco, little roach, something. A lot of times if it's a good bite from a broad whitefish or one of these fish that we're actually targeting, it seems like there's a little less of a nibble and more of just it takes it. So I'm a little skeptical on what some of those little nibbles are. There we go. Of course, we're using control right click to attempt to set the hook. This is the kind of fishing I think that that control right click was really made for. Float fishing, match rod fishing. Oof. I messed that one up for sure. The bail was still open when I did control right click. That won't work. I think many of us use that mechanic, the control right click, to try to set the hook on things that we don't need to, like when we're carp fishing or bottom fishing. It's more just a habitual thing. I don't necessarily think it messes you up at all, but this is really what it's meant for, to try to set that hook when you're float fishing like this. But if you try to do this without using control right click, at least in my experience, if you just try to set the hook by, you know, pulling it sideways or just starting to reel or whatever, at least in my experience, you miss a lot more fish. I think that control right click has helped me at least have a better success rate when float fishing like this. So this is, we're getting into just sort of the hot part of the day. This is not necessarily the best type of fishing to pair with the eastern bream fishing, which, you know, I'm just coming off of recording that video on eastern bream from the other shore across the way there. And if you're going to do float fishing, you really kind of want to be here at first light, right? First in the morning, early in the morning, and then you also are interested in, you know, late afternoon. That tends to be your early evening. It tends to be when you're going to see a lot of the better size fish. And those are also the times that you're either still fishing for bream or getting set up for bream. So this doesn't pair with bream quite as well as, you know, some of the other type of fishing that's available here at Tunguska. But it's plain to see to me that these fish are active over here. This seems to be a good spot right now to float fish. If you're looking to level up your float fishing and you're high enough level to be here at Tunguska, this is one of those spots that may just be worth checking out, because with these broad whitefish, and you'll probably occasionally see a muskin or one of the other ones, you can make some decent silver while you're leveling up your float fishing. So it doesn't feel like you're penalized as much for float fishing in spots like this. And this definitely, I think you could do 2 rods at the same time. I don't think I would do 3. Bite rate's a little too good for that. But even with 2, it starts to get a little chaotic, and I just wanted to be able to kind of relax and get a feel for how it was doing here, not stress out over switching between rigs, trying to get bites. That is a little nibble. It must be something small. Let's see if it pops down. Yeah, let's recast. And we'll just do a few more casts here. But once you establish that the fish you're going for are active out here, that's when you can start messing around a little bit with different bait combinations, especially if you do have sandwich bait unlocked. We're doing stonefly and redworm right now. That doesn't mean that you might not have a little better experience trying other baits as well. Which I haven't even checked weeklies. It might be fun to see kind of like, okay, what's... Ooh, that's a good catch there. Should be a marker this time. Yeah. So 1.2 broad. See, good experience for this type of fish, for float fishing. Let's look at weekly, like if you pull up the muskin maybe. Stonefly redworm. So maybe we are on the right baits. Stonefly nightcrawler, that's kind of interesting. But you could kind of look around, see. Sometimes switching up baits can be good as well if you're trying to target a specific fish. All we've seen so far are the broad whitefish. I think the other fish here might be here, but they're more bycatch right now. Alright, let's try one more. There's a broad whitefish. I mean, you can see even just this short amount of time, 10, 11 minutes, it's already turning into an interesting looking net with the amount of markers we've got. And it's also the very middle of the day right now. So, pretty nice little spot, I think, right now. Let's see if we can get one more fish in. So once again, we're at 147.49. This is where we are on the map, down here in basically G8, very tip bottom little corner of G8. We are at 20 meter clip, and we are using a 1.5 meter depth plus the 25 centimeter leader we've got on. So it's more like using a depth of 1.75 if you're not using a leader, I guess. All right. So let me fast travel back to the other side. There's our first pellet. Oh, we didn't check pellet. That's a good point. And as you're at different times of the day, you might start to see some of these caddisfly, stonefly. That's kind of interesting. Okay, let's do that one time. Caddisfly. Oh, that's a hook size issue, isn't it? Can we do caddisfly with 4s? Can't remember. Yeah. Alright. So we'll do caddisfly, stonefly just one time. Let's do something a little different. See if it's as active a bite rate, at least in first impression. So we had to go to a size 4 hook to be able to use the caddisfly. Yep. Large 4 is... Oh shoot, totally missed that. Large 4 is as large as you can get with caddisfly. Alright, let's recast. We missed that first bite. That might have been the one to try to see. little smaller hook, a little smaller bait. We also might be opening ourselves up to some of the smaller species. We'll see though. It's already getting a nibble, isn't it? Or is that just me pulling on it? Yeah, see, these might be little small fish. I'm not sure. Come on. Hit me one time. There we go. At least you get to see something on this bait. What did we get? It's probably still a broad whitefish, honestly, but... Yep. I just think that's what's primarily here, but there are some other things maybe as bycatch. All right, I'll be right back. There were some cafe orders earlier. I don't remember if broad whitefish was one of them, and I don't know if we have the right size. We just weren't there during the right part of the day to get the big ones. Those broad whitefish can get a lot bigger than what we were catching. But they're definitely active, so I think that means if you are there early in the morning or in the evening, you can get some really nice ones there. Oh, we do have broad whitefish. So really fortunate order here. 55 silver for just 3 of these. You do have the pellet as well, so if you stuck it out long enough, that would be a possibility. These are pretty rare, but so yeah, what we end up with 69 silver, something like that. You can see that, especially as these get bigger, they're similar in price to what you're getting for the Eastern Bream, but not bad at all. So yeah, for float fishing, leveling up some float fishing, pretty good spot it seems like. Okay, as always, thanks for watching. I will see you next time.